G'day everyone, how are you all going? I'm doing pretty well, and sorry I was just a little late today. I was just had some technical issues. I was more for the webcam as I've been playing with the Dell peripheral manager because I've been trying to do the review for this Dell speakerphone here I've got right here, and this is quite an amazing product. And this is going to be the next review product you'll see very soon on this channel. I think I'm going to release that probably tomorrow, but it's a very nice, surprising software. No, not software. It's a device, speakerphone. I know probably not a lot of people, but it's very good for video conferencing. So good, more than likely, I'm going to buy one myself after I finish reviewing this one here. Anyway, we're not here for this Dell product. We'll talk a little bit that later on. After that, what we're going to hear is we're going to talk about the Intel Arc. Now, this was rumored, not rumored, for a bit of time, and they did announce something over at CES early this year, about the Intel Arc. Now, what they've actually released so far, and this was actually last week. I didn't want to get it photo up with all the nice announcements of the Dell stuff, so I decided to do it this week for the Intel Arc. Now, what they've actually released is unfortunately not the desktop discrete graphics. Now, what people don't know what Intel Arc is, it is a discrete graphics. Now, normally we have the Intel XE or Intel UHD, which is the integrated graphics. Now, the Intel Arc is dedicated graphics. It's just like your NVIDIA graphics GeForce or the Quadro range, as well as the Radeon from AMD. Now, this is going to be Intel that's joining the race here, which is absolutely fantastic because we're going to get more competitions. And the Intel Arc is the discrete graphics. Now, I'm going to bring up a few things. Now, they still kept it pretty brief, unfortunately, from Intel. So we still don't know that much from it. But from what I understand, and this is what I was also given, so I'm just going to bring up some of the things up here. So let's see if I can add this to the stream here. Awesome, Intel Arc. Okay, there we go. Now, there's a few things that I just want to have a quick brief mention about, because again, there was not much information about. We don't even know how much memory is actually on the Intel Arc. But what was interesting to actually hear, because it's so brief, is about what they have this thing called the Intel Deep Link. Now, and again, this was very brief information, but what it is what they're going to do is integrate the integrated graphics, which of course a lot of the Intel um, processors already have. That's like the Intel XE or Intel UHD. And the Intel Arc will also work with the integrated graphics to actually boost up the graphics capability and the processing of either, I don't know, AI or even for the computation stuff. So they're going to share a lot of even the resources as well as help with each other on the processing. So they call it Intel Deep Link. I think it's going to be pretty cool to be able to use the Intel integrated graphics plus the dedicated graphics to actually add in extra parts, because normally it is one or the other, and that's fed in it. But because this is Intel technology, which means they can actually properly play with the Intel integrated graphics. So that's kind of cool. I think that's going to be something that could go against a little bit more to compete with the AMD, with how they're integrating the new Radeon M6000s, so 6000 Series M for it. So this is going to be something very similar to that sort of thing, where there's a deep link, as what the Intels call it, which helps with, as they say, hyper encoding, so basically encoding stuff, as well as computations of things. So it's good for AI stuff as well too. So this is one of the things that I found very interesting, was the deep link from there. G'day, Andy, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. And actually, sorry I'm a little bit late today, but it's good to see you've joined me again. Thank you very much. How are you going as well too, Andy? And g'day. Oh, that's a funny name. It's L1 Norber. That's kind of cool. How are you? How are you doing? Where are you from as well too? And thank you for joining me. So this is one of the cool things. Now, the other thing that actually they did announce, again, this is only for the mobile series they're going to be putting out. So it'll be mostly only for laptops. You'll see this in the first half. And it's going to come in 3 different flavors for time being. And that is the Intel Arc 3, 5, and 7. Now, we have not known too much about the 7 and 5 yet. because they're going to release the Arc free for the time being for this, which is starting this month already. We'll slowly start to see some laptops to have this Intel Arc in here. Now, with the Intel Arc, it is at the moment the only computer that I know that they'll release is it's from a Samsung laptop. Now I don't know, I've never had to play with a Samsung laptop yet, but they do say it's going to come in a lot of the other OEMs like Lenovo, Acer, the usual suspects and stuff like that. So Razer and stuff like that. So they only given us a little bit of information and a little bit teasing with the Intel Arc 3 and some of the Intel Arc 7, but I don't know. I when I saw the results, I just couldn't even produce it out. But with the Intel Arc 3, they are always aiming at this 1080p gaming or 1080p because most of the gaming computers, again, this is more for gaming, as you see, gaming computers are full HD computers, so that's the display. So they're actually talking about that. Now, again, it's going to be trying to hit those rates of around about 60 frames per second. Now, again, for me, and for a lot of people in this channel, you're doing more work. So we're probably looking at the more high end, which is the Intel Arc 7 and 5. Now, I'm hoping with the 7 and 5, we actually get more memory. They didn't address anything about how much dedicated memory is going to be with this Intel Arc. I don't know if it's going to be 4 gigs or even probably about 6 gigs or 7 gigs. We don't know. They just did not tell us any information about how much dedicated graphics memory is it. And again, I don't think it's going to be shared with of course, your RAM memory. So it will have dedicated graphics memory. So, and I'm thinking, yes, it's going to be DDR6 for the time being, and then maybe 8 or 2, whatever it's going to come through there. So I'm getting interested to see what kind of memory is going to be involved there. Again, with the Intel Arc, they are also talking about with extreme optimization, as Intel is very good with a lot of these professional softwares as well. They did kind of demonstrate a little bit with I think some of the professional softwares like Adobe software, as well as I think we also saw some CAD software where they were very, very optimized for it and actually perform pretty decent from numbers. Unfortunately, I don't have those numbers here, but just they were pretty decent. I wouldn't say they're the best, but at least this is a good starting point. Now, I didn't know which Intel Arc they actually showed it. I'm taking as it will be Intel Arc 7. Again, it was all pretty much hush-hush or pretty much kept in the dark for the time being because I think Intel Arc is a couple more months, like I think another 2 months or so. I didn't even give us a time frame for that. But all I know is Intel Arc 3 will be released this month along with a few laptops here. But I think it's good to see another vendor coming into the graphics space because that will also lift the games for AMD and Nvidia to actually bring up their thing and hopefully bring down the cost of things as well too. So it's a very interesting thing. Now, as for the going back to the desktop graphics, so the Intel Arc for the desktop, which we're very interested in as well too, because I think in the space where the dedicated graphics, it's going to be a lot of help and getting more competition to actually push. Well, at the moment, it is a very, very flooded NVIDIA market for a lot of the AI stuff and a lot of deep learning stuff, as well as the graphics, also with the gaming side of things. So it also pushes the two massive vendors to move forward and also bring down the price. Now, I am very interested to see how that comes through. I have hopefully get some samples of this in. Unfortunately, it's going to be in Australia. It's going to be a little hard to there as well too. But yeah, that's really all the information we've given. It was only just told us last week, and we can release this out here. But yeah, if you guys got any questions, that would be definitely great. Just shoot it through. And things like, how are you getting over COVID? I'm sorry to hear you got COVID. Did you get it pretty bad or not? When I got COVID, it was just pretty much a day and a half of fatigue and chills is what I got, and fever. And I pretty much recovered within this. I think the third day I was already up and going again. But I'm hopefully you didn't get it too nasty there, Andy. All right. I hope Intel will succeed. We need a third player. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's nice to see a third player in the market. Considering that AMD is a chip maker, it's good to see that they're actually going to hopefully give a little bit more competition with and pair up with AMD there. And of course, Nvidia being themselves, and they do dominate quite a lot of the market. But I think it's fantastic to actually see a new competitor on the market there and see hopefully a little bit more what I call better integrations with some of the extra stuff, knowing that they can hopefully maybe, I don't know, we maybe get better power numbers because we are getting pretty bad and high in the power consumption for some of these dedicated graphics. Maybe Intel could help with trying to bring it down. Although I think AMD might be able to do that better because they are looking at more efficiency. But this is the two things that they're fighting for. I think I'm seeing a lot of rumors for the next NVIDIA, which is the 4000 series, and I'm hearing some big high power consumption numbers, considering what we're seeing from some of the reports and reviews from the RTX 3090 Ti. That is pretty crazy and power hungry card, and I think the RTX 4000 series is going to be a very power hungry card too as well. So this could be, it's going to be quick, but we're going to see a lot more power consumption for these. So yeah, definitely it's something that we're going to see. I was around 2 days as well, and nothing bad. That's good to hear. That's very thankful to hear that it didn't affect you too bad in any way. But still, I think we'll be. I think I'm not sure if you feeling the same thing, that being vaccinated helped out. Maybe mine have helped or not. Anyway, but yes, I bought a 3060 for last Christmas, but it was expensive. Yeah, you would have got paid. Actually, the 3060, yes, that would still be the price. Probably the price are still rising. They're actually coming down in price now, which is good, but they're still quite hefty in price. I was actually watching a video about a lot of the prices still keep jacking up without having the performance movement of in a nice linear ratio with the price hikes that's coming up, even if it's besides the massive price hikes because of the shortages and also for the graphics. Oh, I think I've just lost myself. Let me get myself back again. Oh, sorry, I've just lost myself. Oh, my graphics is just, well, sorry about that, guys. Everyone there. I've just had some issues with pretty much my internet just cut out right there. I just have to get into using my mobile phone, and hopefully that will bring it out. I was just grabbing on my Mac and I just Wi-Fi'd it into it. Sorry about that, guys. We're pretty much back on last access. So I'm going to be watching two screens because I'm kind of trying to get that thing all there. But yeah, I see you're playing Cyberpunk. Is one of the things I have not played with is Cyberpunk. As far as something I should look into playing, I think there's some benchmarks I can have a look at it. But definitely, I've got a gaming channel which is on Twitch, which I really haven't played for the last 2 days. It was called Bloody Spell, but it was a lot of fun, and I might try and get back into it. I've just been so busy on doing things there. So, hold a second, I'm just going to try and get that thing out. There we go. But yeah, definitely, it's a lot of fun there. Sorry if I've lost you guys. I'm sorry about that. But yes, I think your 3 shots is good there, Andy. I think I've got my 3rd booster shot. I don't know about having the 4th booster shot, but we'll see how that comes along, guys. All right. G'day, Paul. Thank you much for joining me as well too. We did lose the part. We lost me, but I'm back again tonight. But yeah, what's happening around this channel at the moment? I am currently also reviewing the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro. At the moment, it is a gaming computer, but it's doing pretty well. I'm actually liking it. It probably would be. I wouldn't say it goes against the Alienware Dell X 15. I think this is more probably to compete against the M series one there. And I've got a new Acer coming through very soon, and also some Aces as well too. Asus, sorry, that's coming through. So it's going to be fun to actually be able to see some of these extra computers in there. I think it's going to be AMD there, so it's going to be interesting to see how that performs, because it's something I have already on the channel, and I'm going to have a go against the Intel version. So it's good to see that. Anyway, I think we've got any more things about it. Yeah, the Legion i5 Pro looks very nice. It has a very good screen. Yeah, I haven't actually tested out the screen yet. I've just been testing out the thermals and all the sounds and also the benchmarks. It does pretty good performance so far, just looking at the results of it. As for the thermals, it's quite a quiet computer compared to some of the other Alienwares I've got here. So it's doing pretty good. I really like the keyboard color. I can tell you that when I bring that in. But yeah, it's something I'll see what I can do if I want to make this review different. I'm just thinking in my head. I like the 10 by 16 by 10. It is 16 by 10. I haven't even noticed it. I've had it for about 2 days here because I only just arrived about 2 days ago, and I've been just testing it. I haven't actually looked at the screen too much besides that. But there you go. I didn't even know it was doing 165 hertz. I'm actually haven't looked at the display there. I'm about to soon put it to look into the displays because it's just finishing its stress test at the moment to see how the thermal's gone for over extended period of time. And I'm now able to touch the computer, so I'm going to do that tomorrow and see have a play with the screen and have a play with it on the even on the games and stuff. Let's see how that goes anyway. But good to know. It's good to know that you know more about the computer than I do at the moment, as I haven't gone through the specs sheets for it. I was just going, oh, yeah, it does pretty well on that. So, but yeah, I think it's a pretty decent computer, especially this is the very first Legion on this channel. Normally, I don't see much thing, but again, I think overall, generally, it's a pretty decent computer. I do like the touch of the keyboard. It's a little, even though I'm very used to the ThinkPad keyboards, this one is kind of like it, yet it's not. It's got a bit of a different feel, touch for the keyboard, but I don't mind it at all. I don't mind it at all. I think it's quite a nice computer. I think a lot of these new computers these days are coming quite cool. And I think I've got some really cool computers from Asus that's coming out, which is going to be interesting to have a play with as well too. So yeah, but yeah, I think the E14 after your review, the E14 is still one of my favorite computers for its price. I think it's pretty much, it's one of those computers. It's not the best looking computer, but man, it does everything very well, especially the AMD version. It's just a good computer, a solid computer that just keeps going. And I just could not find too much problems with it. It's not the thinnest computer either. It's not the heaviest computer. I think it's a very good computer overall, generally, especially for its price range for very long. And you can have it for a very long period of time. I mean, it's gonna stay reliable for a very long period of time. And also I think it's gonna last for many years as well too. So I think it's a good computer there, definitely. I think it's the same with the X1 carbons. They actually last for a very long time as well too, and hold the durability pretty well as well too. Yeah, and it does get its job done, that's for sure. Anyway, and that's pretty much all I've got that's coming on around this channel. But I'm just taking a little bit of time, and we've got a bunch of flood of computers coming through, and that's pretty much. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information about the Intel Arc because it's been pretty much on the ground low. They haven't really given much even to us about information about the Intel Arc. So as I get them, and when I'm allowed to do it, I'll give you guys information as I come through in a way. So definitely. But yes, it's been pretty good. All right. Oh, we've got this one here. What's this one here? 4K plus OLED screen on the new Inspiron 16. Actually, Inspirons is something I should really get on my channel. I have not got the Inspirons on my channel yet. I was actually looking at getting the Viceroys in, but I think there hasn't been that much of a interest for getting Viceroys in. So I might look into getting some Inspirons. I am getting ready to get a whole bunch of these the new Latitudes and Precisions. Hopefully they come. Hopefully, well, it's all about shipping as well too. We're still getting a lot of issues in shipping here in Australia, but I know my counterparts in the different parts of the world, they're going to get a lot earlier than I can. But I think it's going to be quite cool as well too. The 2020 version of the Asus Zephyrus G14 is also very. I think it's going to be awesome as well because it's got all those new. I think also they come with the new AMD, the Ryzen 6000, and I've been trying to get my hands on it, but they just, again, it's been some issues on what I got my XPS 15. Yes, wow, that is cool. Very cool if you got the XPS 15. Is that with the 12th gen or the 11th gen there? Because they did announce the 11th, 12th gen. I think it was a little bit earlier. They did announce probably about a couple, maybe about a week or two earlier with the new XPS 15 with the 12th gen in there. I haven't got the hands on it yet. Again, this is all seems to be issues with it, but I think it's going to still be a very good computer with the new processor in there as well too. Andy, I'm thinking of upgrading my Dell Precision 7720. I think, okay, this is gonna be. I am like, because you got the 17-inch. Do you still need to use the 17-inch, or you're really grabbing it because you're using the real estate of the 17-inch of the display, or actually you really more after the thermals and this precision stuff there? Because I am very interested to see how that new precision 5470 goes. Now, you've got a 7720, so it's about time. You could probably look into upgrading. Seems to be the year to look into because of the new Intel 12th gen. I think it's going to be a big, massive difference compared to the 11th gen by a lot for that. So, wow, you got the 12th gen already. Nice work, Paul. And it took 5 days since ordering. That is quick. Which country are you from? If you managed to get the XPS 15s that quick, that is very quick. If it only took 5 days to get delivered here. But how are you finding it? Are you finding it actually running quite hot? I'm not sure if you're actually been playing games with it or you're actually doing work with it. But I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on the thermals on the XPS 15. I haven't got my hands on it, but it's always had issues in times of able to sustain because it gets quite hard up. I used to run the XPS 15, but it's the previous one. So that was the 9510 version I had, and that was still very good. Just that I couldn't use it for a long period of time because it ran so hot that I just had to. Well, I also had the clamshell. I was all running through a dock as well too. But yeah, USA again. That's good to hear that the US is not having issues with shipping as well too. It cooks okay, so it still is hot there. And I was hoping now, again, I'm hoping they're actually going to bring down the thermals. Hearing this, what you're hearing is that hopefully in the thermals that they're going to bring what they brought in the XPS 17, the thermals in it. Hopefully it brings down and make it smaller. Now that we know they can do the smaller version in the Precision 5470, hopefully they can bring it to the Dell Precision, the XPS 15, because that's still running the old cooling system there. So I was hoping there was going to be better because of the new Intel Core, the 12th gen. But if you say it still cooks, then that's something I'm going to be expecting as well too. All right. No, I'm not using. What is that? No, I'm not. I'm using a dock. I use it for the dedicated graphics. Oh, that's true. If you're using dedicated graphics, you do need that sort of like. No matter what, physics just tells you you just need more metal to actually try and move the actual heat around. You just can't bear it, and being thinner, of course. And if and of course with the I think it was the A3000 starts getting cooking really hard. Same as the A4000. I don't think we can get the A5. I think yes, we can get A5000 in the 77 60. I don't know last year. So 7770, I think should be fine for that one there. So yeah, then you definitely look at 7 series, and I don't think they are going to move the 7000 series away. It's just I think again they didn't talk about the 7000 series in my briefing. I think it's going to come in later of the year as they normally would. I'm hoping if they're going to make even better thermals on the Precision 7000 series, but we'll see how that comes along anyway. So yes. Now, major 3D modeling. Oof, you do more hard work than I do. I more play games than just on the video editing. Okay, I next new. I use laptops with dedicated graphics for Windows and gaming, and the laptops with integrated graphics for Linux. That's good. It seems that you're doing very. I think this year, in this 2022, they are looking at probably the light range and the thin range, the slim range. That's the range that they're actually targeting. So that is absolutely great, and trying to get gaming on those computers as well too for that. But on the high end side of things, we're not getting the thicker computers as much as what it was before. Okay, but first time I ran 2 4K monitors over USB-C daisy chain. I actually haven't tried it. I actually need to buy myself a USB-C monitor so I can daisy chain it to something else, because that's something I probably want to try and do for some of the monitor reviews. Something I haven't really done. But yeah, that's probably something I need to do. And I think personally, with the USB-C daisy chain, it's probably something that we're going to be more doing as we come through. Even for some of the the USB hub monitors. Basically, they're the ones with the Ethernet built into it, and you will see those probably. Let's see, trying to encourage the daisy chaining more than before. So something I've got to probably move myself to. All right, probably going to get the 7760. Oh yeah, true. You can get a better price once the 7770 comes out. You can get a better price for the 7760. That's for sure. Will mobile ARC be released first or desktop ARC first? Okay. So I can't pronounce your name even though it's Chinese, and I'm Chinese, but I can't read the Chinese. The mobile are being released first. They've already released the Intel Arc 3, which is the for games. I'll see if I can bring that up. I don't know if I can get the other computer to do it, but if it's still added into the stream. There you go. It's still added into the stream. I can at least do able to do that. So they're bringing out the Intel Arc. This is more for the mobile first. They're bringing the third one is already out. Arc 5 and Arc 7, that's to be announced later on, but they haven't really given us some dates. But at the moment, Intel Arc for mobile is already out. But with the desktop, they haven't talked about when the desktop ones are anyway. So hopefully that answers your questions, that one there. Let me just kind of remove that one there. That's kind of nice. I've still got that slides and working there. All right, Dell 2723 QEs. Ooh, they are good monitors there. I am going to, actually, I'm looking at trying to hear, well, I think I announced it about the 32-inch, the new 32-inch. I'm waiting for the 34-inch because I like the 34-inch for the ultra wide screen. That's kind of what I'm used for my workflow. But yeah, I think that I might even get some of those for testing because I do need to get some 4K monitors for some of my dock testing as well too. So yes, I hope Arc will have a native support for Linux, like integrated chips and no problems. I don't think you're going to have an issue there because it's going to be Intel. What they're going to do with this is going to be built upon better. I think this is like kind of like the enhanced version of the Intel Xe 4. I think they've just made it even better for it. So they have a few more slides about what they've added extra information for the rendering and so, but really just gone past me, and I don't think it matters a lot, because until we actually do some testing of it, then we'll find out more about it. But I just want to bring out those two slides out because I think that was very interesting to see about it working properly with and integrating with the Intel integrated graphics, and adding that to add more power to it. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, I think that's pretty much all there is. And I might thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. I'm sorry for the trouble of the technical issues there. Hopefully, we'll get that sorted. I'll get my internet back there. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. And hopefully, you have a great day or have a great night. And as always, imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. And I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.